foot. It includes intertarsal joints, tarsometatarsal joints, intermetatarsal joints, metatarsophalangeal joints, interphalangeal joints, intertarsal joints. It includes major intertarsal joints like calcaneocuboid joints, subtalar and talocalcaneonavicular, which allow eversion and inversion movements of foot. Minor or small intertarsal joints include cuneonavicular, cuboidionavicular, caneocuboid, and intercuneiform joints. These joints provide resilience to the tarsus, but the amount of movement is very minimum. Subtalar joint. It is the posterior talocalcaneal joint belonging to the plane variety of synovial joint. Articulating surfaces. Concave posterior facet on the inferior surface of body of talus articulates with the convex posterior facet on the superior surface of calcaneus. Ligament. Fibrous capsule surrounds the articulating surfaces. Medial and lateral talocalcanean ligaments strengthen the joint on each side. Interosseous talocalcanean ligament. It is a bilaminar band occupying the sinus tarsi. It descends obliquely from the sulcus tali to sulcus calcanei. It separates the talocalcaneonavicular and subtalar joint. Cervical ligament. It is situated lateral to the sinus tarsi and extends from upper surface of calcaneus to the inferolateral tubercle of neck of talus. Mid-tarsal joints. Talocalcaneonavicular and calcaneocuboid joints. Talocalcaneonavicular joint. It is a compound joint. It consists of anterior talocalcanean and talonavicular joints. It is a ball and socket type of synovial joint. Articulating surfaces. Head of talus articulates with the socket formed by the posterior surface of navicular bone. And middle and anterior talar facets on the calcaneus along with the upper surface of spring ligament. Ligaments. Fibrous capsule. Spring ligament. It extends from plantar surface of navicular bone to the anterior margin of sustentaculum tali. Its upper surface consists of fibrocartilaginous facet which supports the head of talus. Its lower surface is supported by tendon of tibialis posterior. The spring ligament helps in maintaining the medial longitudinal arch. It provides resilience to the arch. Bifurcate ligament. It is a Y-shaped ligament. It has got a stem and two limbs. Stem is attached to the anterior part of upper surface of calcaneus. The medial limb is attached to the navicular bone, forming calcaneonavicular ligament, which supports the talocalcaneonavicular joint. lateral limb is attached to the cuboid bone, forming calcaneocuboid ligament, which supports the calcaneocuboid joint. Calcaneocuboid joint. It is a saddle type of synovial joint, articulating surfaces. Anterior surface of calcaneus articulates with the posterior surface of cuboid. Ligaments. Long plantar ligament. It is the longest ligament. It extends from the plantar surface of calcaneus to the plantar surface of cuboid. It also extends into the bases of the second, third, and fourth metatarsal bones. It converts the groove on the plantar surface of cuboid into a tunnel for the passage of tendon of peroneus longus. Short plantar ligament. It is also known as plantar calcaneocuboid ligament. It lies superior to the long plantar ligament. It extends from anterior tubercle of calcaneus to the cuboid bone. Calcaneocuboid part of bifurcate ligament in the dorsal aspect. Movements of foot. Inversion and eversion movements of foot take place at subtalar and mid-tarsal joints. Inversion is a movement in which the medial border of foot is raised and the sole faces medially. Inversion is accompanied by plantar flexion and adduction of forefoot. Eversion is a movement in which the lateral border of foot is raised and the sole faces laterally. Eversion is accompanied by dorsiflexion and abduction of forefoot. Both the movements takes place along an oblique axis which runs forwards, upwards, and medially from the back of calcaneum through the sinus tarsi and emerges at the superomedial aspect of the neck of the talus. Inversion is produced by tibialis anterior and tibialis posterior. Eversion is produced by peroneus longus, brevis, and tertius. Inversion and eversion movements are necessary while walking on uneven and sloping ground.